Blackstone Audio presents Tourists Are for Trapping by Marion Babson. This book is read by Stephen Crossley. Chapter 1. I was lying back comfortably up to my earlobes in hot, steaming water. Pandora was perched on the end of the tub, trying to catch droplets of water as they dripped from the tap. Now and then, just to keep her on her toes, I lobbed a few drops at her from my end of the tub. After all, even a Siamese cat ought to be conversant with the facts of life, public relations style. Anyone can handle a smooth, steady job that follows a predictable course. It's the way you manage the things that come at you out of left field that shows how good you are. Pandora was catching on pretty well. She kept her main attention on those tantalizing drops welling slowly from the tap, but slanted a suspicious cross-eyed glare at me when she sensed any movement from my direction. She had just neatly batted a drop back at me when the telephone rang. I stayed where I was, reminding myself that it was supposed to be a sign of strength of character not to leap to answer the telephone if it rang at an inconvenient moment. Anyone with anything urgent to communicate could ring again later. Besides, what were they doing ringing after midnight anyway? Then I remembered that my partner Jerry was out with his latest bird, a dizzy type who owned a badly dented white Lancia and drove like a drunken Grand Prix driver. How she retained her license was a secret shared between her and a series of susceptible policemen, although perhaps her bank manager had an inkling of it when he cancelled her checks. Some day, however, the law of averages was going to catch up with her, if no other law managed to, and if anyone was with her at the time. I lurched to my feet, sending a great tidal wave sloshing over the sides of the tub and nearly swamping Pandora. Cursing me briskly, she leaped for dry land. Pausing only to grab a towel, I followed her into the office. When I turned on the desk light, I saw a trail of gleaming wet paw prints marching across the pile of envelopes waiting to be posted in the morning. They were all stamped, too. "You did that deliberately," I accused. She sneered at me from the far corner of the desk, defying me to prove it. There was no time to argue. I snatched up the receiver with a twist of my wrist so that the telephone cord went snaking across the desk at her. Cursing me again, she dropped to the floor and headed for the pantry. There was a wet triangular patch where she had been sitting. I was immediately contrite.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?